Welcome to the Master AI in Disruption, Francis. We share the same name and I think some convictions from conversations that we had in the past. Francis Johnson here, CEO and Chairman of Johnson & Johnson, a four-generation insurance company. Welcome, and so happy to have you here.
Thank you, Francis, very much. Very happy to be here. Appreciate you bringing me on the show.
All right, thank you. Let's have a good cruise together. I have to ask you about your internship with Lloyd's of London in 1986, right? And that must have been an incredible experience right out of Clemson. What was the biggest takeaway from that time for you when you moved from being an intern there, Lloyd's of London, like the reference, the Rolls-Royce of insurance, into your family business?
Yeah, I think the takeaway from Lloyd's was broking face to face was an amazing revelation. And what I think I learned the most was people could have different ideas and all be right. So some people would like one type of risk, others would like another type of risk, but there was a way to write the risk and a profitable way to write the risk, whether one syndicate liked it or one syndicate didn't. And I think that was the takeaway that I had, that most business could be written. You might have to play with the risk a little bit, put on some endorsements, etc. But what I found that you could write most risk, and face-to-face and relationships is what created that ability.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, I see that. So you heard kind of the theorem, at the core of what would be your contribution to your family business. So I saw your work also for a Low Country Food Bank. So you have also this charitable and Trident United Way. Yes.
Yes. We are, one of our core values is giving back to the communities we work in. So in all my offices, we give back by not only volunteering, but in different ways of giving money back. And our theorem really is to give a helping hand up, not just a helping hand out. We try to partner with charities that give a helping hand up, teach people how to be on their own, etc. But it's truly a core value. I feel like everybody in this company is fortunate to have a job, a good job, to be able to make money. And there are many less fortunate people out there, and we should support them in all the communities we work in.
And you also do this internally, right? You help your people follow their passion and support their hobbies. Yeah.
We just created a new forum through Trident United Way. It's called Thrive J&J, where the money we give and raise throughout the company, we give 20% of that goes back to only internal people. And it's a committee that decides the amount of money and why. And it's for incidents that occur. You get in a car wreck and you need a rental car. You get hurt and you can't go to work for a couple of weeks. So it's really there to help all of our employees as well as helping outside communities.
Wonderful. So as I explained to you, wonderful, because that's going to really speak to what we're going to discuss later, your accelerated growth and how you keep cohesiveness within your ranks around the world. I should say that your company, by the way, employs 654 employees in 18 different offices in the United States, and that you also outsource about 200 employees outside the country, and that today, I will share the top line. Is that okay to share the top line of your company?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
$1.5 billion, and that your goal 2 years from now, 2028, is $2.6 billion, that you've had fast growth organically, but in a softer market, you think that acquisition, which you've been practicing for the past 20 years, should somewhat accelerate, and also because of the concentration on the market. So M&A has been a big part and will be a big part of your goals, right? And achieving your metrics. You would like to say
I think so. I think M&A is kind of now in our core. We've done 22 acquisitions since 2006. It's kind of in our core now, geographic based first, trying to make sure that we have offices, underwriting and sales offices in all the areas we want to be doing business in. And I think our next is more specialized specialty businesses, from marine to manufactured homes to premium finance to takeout people. So we take people out of other companies and let them express their professionalism and creativity on their own, whereas they may be being not beholden to, but being stifled a little bit by a corporate company that they're with today. So we could take a group out who specializes in a certain product line and say, now here, go create something and have a piece of it. So we're looking at doing that also.
Wonderful. Okay, makes total sense. Sharp strategy. So of course, then comes, I think we could focus on this today, comes the integration, right? You were saying that there were some challenges that come with M&A, even if you've done 22 of them. So tell us a little bit more about those, because I think it's interesting in those times for independent brokerages firms.
Yeah, I think anyone who does M&A would say that the people is the first part of integration. You have to bring people on and teach them your own culture, and typically the culture can align, but it's never the same, right? And differences in regional. So if I buy somebody in New York, their differences and just socially are different than mine. So I think one of the number one things we do is we get into that office as fast as we can with leadership and training and things like that, just to make sure everybody is aware of who we are and what we do and why we do it, which to me is the most important piece of why we are here and what we're doing, and make sure that they're comfortable that they are a part of our family. So we talk about family all the time. We are not a publicly traded company. We're privately held, very family oriented, and then we're literally bringing you into our family. Now, what we do after that is we explain what we mean by family. So what we mean by family is I will take care of you as long as you take care of what you're supposed to be doing also. So we will take care of each other, but we will hold each other accountable to what we're supposed to be doing, so we all can be who and what we want to be. And that can be individual, then to a department, then to the company as a whole. And I think that's very critically important to get everybody on board. If I am being bought, the first reaction I have is, you're going to let me go. And I think that occurs. So we do everything in our power, never let anybody go, by the way, in any integration I've ever done. I've never gone in and cut staff or done anything like that. Everybody is welcome to be at J&J. You will have to probably change slightly, and you'll have to adhere to some of the things that we do a little bit differently. But we always want to embed in everybody that you are part of our family. You're here to be taken care of while you do work for us. And we think that that's important. I treat it just like I did my 4 children. Like, guys, you have chores, and I will give you all the rope you need to hang yourself. So you can do whatever you want. If you keep doing the right thing, you keep getting more rope. And it's the same with any integration we do, any office we have, any employee we have. Do your thing, get the job done, and we will take care of you. If you don't, there's going to be accountability to it. That's probably number one. Number two is probably data integration, is getting the data from the company you're buying into your systems, getting it in a format that you like it. Everybody has data in different places. It's scattered. Sounds really good, sounds really bad. So how do we get that data in our systems, change that data into our systems, and then get that back out to really the new retailers who we're doing business with? They were used to doing business a certain way. We have to change that mindset. That's probably the second hardest piece of integration. But people in our experience and my experience, people is everything, right? So only asset I have is people, and how you lead people, how you coach people, how you mentor people, how you let people have freedom and feel comfortable in their job is so important to growing and scaling and really being competitive. It allows people to be competitive without having any fear. You can't have any fear in your office.
Yeah. So there's a different element of trust, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, you've got to do what you say you're going to do all the time, especially from the leadership aspect. You have to be transparent. We share our financials with all our employees. We have monthly meetings Twice a year, we bring every employee into the office. We just think it's incredibly important to be transparent on goals, financials, where we're headed, why we're headed there, what's the next thing we're going to do, why we're doing that together. We just feel that that transparency and trust is everything we have.
Is this something that comes from your grandfather?
I think my grandfather instilled it in us. I mean, obviously, the size of the firm, we were 45 people when I joined in '86. So he wouldn't know what the business was today, which I'm proud of, and I can laugh because he would be proud of me and my two brothers. And but yeah, he wouldn't know. But he instilled, obviously, I will never forget some of the stories. He had a company come in to cancel his contract, and it was 5 o'clock, and he looked at the guy and said, "Hey, all right, it was 5 o'clock. Let's go have a drink." And the man said, "Well, I don't think you heard me. I'm canceling the contract." And he said, "Yeah, yeah." He said, "I get it. I don't love that you're doing it, and I don't think you should, but you had to make a business decision. This is personal. This is what we do. This is what I do, and that's who I am. I'm a man of my word. I do what I say. You're going to do what you say, and after that, we're going to be friends and carry on." I
Wonderful.
think those kind of stories just, instilled in us, his trust, his humility, his humbleness. He knew that that wasn't going to make or break his company at the
Mm-hmm.
time. So,
So what I'm hearing is, so this data, issue, yes, which probably taps also into governance, right? Sharing data as you do it yourself, but not everybody will necessarily do that so easily. I've seen that at least in other organizations. And at the same time, data, as we know in the age of AI, it's almost the fuel now of the organization. Yeah, that's really you need to you need to really have access to it, make it fluid, and people can consume it and feed it and the whole bit. Okay, so that's one of the challenge, and the other one is this integration of bigger and bigger fish, right, in a bigger
right.
and bigger pond. So how do you keep concentration in culture while you expand the fields where the water is expanding, right?
Yeah, I get asked that all the time. Can I keep my family culture of 45 people now at 654? Can I keep the same? And I think my story is sure I can. It's up to me. And then it's up to my leadership team. I've got to be in all my offices. I got to know all my people. I've got to understand who they are and what makes them tick and their families. And I think we have to preach that we're going to take care of people and show that in action. So if any of our people get sick or have trouble and all that, we take care of them. And
Okay.
we always do what we say we're going to do. So when companies come in to talk to us and say, "Hey, you need to do this," and might not fit our exactly what we want to do, but if we say we're going to do it, we do it. And I think my employees hear that each and every day. And I think that's the only way to do it is be actionable, be out there. Obviously, puts me on the road a lot, which I like. I love people, so I just think you have to show people you're going to take care of them, and that culture can run through when they see actions. That's really you can speak it all you want. They only really buy in when they see actions, and so I think our giving, our outward giving shows some of that. Our transparency shows that. Our bringing people into the office and taking on that cost shows that. Not many people do that anymore. And literally 2 days a year, we have everybody here. And it's an amazing event because you see people from all different regions get to know each other and learn each other and become friends. And then next thing you know, they're vacationing together. It really is this kind of this culture we have of family really is. I mean, you can feel it. It's palpable.
Wonderful.
Yeah. When you come into my office, when companies come into the office, they say a lot of times they say it just doesn't feel like other offices. It is kind of palpable here. It's competitive. There's energy. People know each other. Everybody speaks to each other. They say it's really is kind of a cool. And it's changed obviously since COVID. It's changed a little, made it a little bit harder because we're not back to work full time yet. But we changed our story a little bit that when we are together, we are always collaborating together.
Mm.
So bring in leadership, bring in your teams, bring in an officer of the company, let people talk to each other. And I think, again, that just shows it all the way down through the company if you're doing that kind of thing.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, yeah, I just think you just got to work at it, right? That's probably my number one job. If somebody say,
Sure.
what's your number one job? I'd probably say it's my culture.
Sure.
Uh, yeah, it's how I get around and how I talk to people and how I drive them and make sure they're safe. Um, I mean, where else do you want to be safe but work?
Yeah. Yeah. Love it. Love it. And trust, integrity, safety, they're hard to uphold, it's hard to, but it's a commitment, and it seems like you've really made that commitment very clear. It's a generational commitment, and it's a commitment that works. So congratulations, Francis. I think we're going to end on that note.
Thank
Uh,
you.
Anything else that you would like to add, that you would like your audience to hear about what Johnson and Johnson is about that you have not said? Maybe not yet.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Just thank you very much for the opportunity to be here. Johnson and Johnson's not Francis Johnson; it's the people here at Johnson and Johnson. And I think for everybody to know that it's not the leadership team; it's the whole,
Yeah.
and that's what makes a great company.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you very much. I really appreciate. All right, this is the end of our podcast today. Thank you very much, Francis Johnson, CEO and Chairman of Johnson and Johnson Insurance. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.